Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Sabda Maulana from Economic Education 2021, NIM 021. Here I will explain about institutionalism, Mrs. and Wicksel. Ludwig Heinrich Adler von Mises, 29 September 1881 until 10 October 1973, was an Austrian economist and theorist. He is known as the originator of praxeology, the study of human choice and action. Mises moved from Austria to the United States in 1914. Mises' writings have greatly influenced libertarianism in the United States since the middle 20th century. Mises' education began when he attended a private primary school in Vienna, Austria. After graduating from the school, he continued his education by entering the University of Vienna. Mises earned his doctorate at the age of 27. In his youth, Mises was exposed as an avid reader. He also had a great interest in issues concerning the government at the time. Mises is someone who is famous for rejecting anti-Marxists. And that is also the beginning of him becoming a person who opposes the communist system. Mises rose to fame when he wrote an article entitled Socialism against the communist system that was going on in his country during the post-World War I period. But after that, when Hitler's army invaded his country, Mises decided to move from Vienna in 1934. He moved to Switzerland and got a job as a lecturer at the Graduate Institute for International Studies in Geneva. In 1914, he and his family moved to the United States when he was 59 years old. He restarted his activities in a new country by becoming a writer and teacher. He obtained American citizenship in 1946 until 1973. He served as an advisor to the Foundation for Economic Education in Irvington on Hudson, New York. Mises decided to retire at the age of 89 years. Previously, he was the oldest professor who is still actively teaching in the United States. In 1922, Mises released a critical study of socialism, as a result of which he became the main participant, along with Hayek, in a very meaningful debate of socialist calculation. Together with Hayek, Mises argues that socialism not only in practice, but also in principle is bound to experience three insurmountable difficulties. A planned economy is inherently inefficient because it lacks a market mechanism to set appropriate price. Centralized planning will also fail because there is no way to distinguish productive enterprise from unproductive ones, meaning that unproductive resources cannot be relocated to more efficient uses. Socialist economy inevitably leads to tyranny because it ignores basic facts about human nature, meaning that it must be forged by force. In addition to his many other writings on economics and socialism, Mises is important for his writing in two additional fields: the sociology of the modern state and a comprehensive philosophical anthropology that provides the intellectual foundation for the vision of a free market economy. In the first category, we can mention a pair of studies by Mises analyzing what are now referred to as administrative states, both published toward the end of World War II in 1944. Wicksel was born in Stockholm on December 20, 1851. His father was a relatively successful businessman and real estate broker. He lost both his parents at a relatively early age. His mother died when he was only 6, and his father died when he was 15. His father's considerable estate allowed him to enroll at the University of Uppsala in 1899 to study mathematics and physics. Wicksell was enamored with the theory of Leon Walras, the Russian school Eugene von Bauer, the Austrian school, and David Ricardo and saw a synthesis of three theoretical visions of the economy.
Wixel's work on creating a synthetic economic theory earned him a reputation as an economics economist. For instance, although the marginal productivity theory, the idea that payment to factor of production equilibrate to their marginal productivity, had been laid out by authors such as John Bates Clark. Wicksel presented a far simpler and more robust demonstration of the principle, and much of the present conception of the theory stemmed from Wicksel model. Wicksel 1908 until 1906 theory of the cumulative process of inflation remission, the first thesis swing at the idea of money as a fail as well as says law. Extending from Ricardo's investigation of income distribution, Wiesel concluded that even a completely unfettered economy was not destined to equalize well as a number of Wiesel's predecessors had predicted. Instead, Wiesel posited wealth created by growth would be distributed to those who had wealth in the first place. From this and from theory of marginalism, Wiesel defined a place for a government intervention to improve national welfare. Wiesel influenced the field of constitutional political economics. His 1896 work on fiscal theory, finance distortion, Institutionalism called attention to the significance of the rules within which choices are made by political agents, and he recognized that effort at reform must be directed toward change in the rules for making a decision rather than trying to influence the behavior of the actor.